Iran. A country the world often calls a villain, one of the most controversial nations on Earth. But what if Iran is not the villain? What if it is a misunderstood nation, a country that has repeatedly been betrayed by global powers? I didn't believe this either until I studied Iran's backstory. Today, we will uncover the origin story of modern Iran. We will travel through 4 defining eras of the last 100 years, and at the end, we will ask one uncomfortable question: who is the real villain? To understand Iran, we must go back to the beginning. Era 1, the British control. For over a century, one belief has existed in Washington: whoever controls Iran controls the future energy lifeline of the world. Iran is strategically located. It connects the Middle East to Asia. It sits near Russia, and most importantly, it has oil. But for Iran, oil was not a blessing. It became a curse. In 1901, a British businessman, William Knox Darcy, signed a deal with the Shah of Iran. This deal, known as the Darcy Concession, gave Britain exclusive rights to extract Iranian oil. In simple words, Iran's oil belonged to Britain. In 1908, massive oil reserves were discovered in Masjid-es-Suleiman. Instead of becoming rich, Iran became more dependent. The Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, controlled by Britain, made enormous profits, but Iran received only a tiny share. Most of Iran's earnings went into repaying European loans taken by the Shah. The contract was meant for 60 years. But before it could end, the British wanted even more control. However, by now, the Iranian people had started asking questions. And that leads us to the second era. Era 2, Mohammad Mossadegh, the democratic hope. In 1951, Mohammad Mossadegh became Prime Minister of Iran. He asked a simple but powerful question: if Iran has so much oil, why are Iranians so poor? Mossadegh nationalized Iran's oil industry. He declared that Iranian oil should belong to the Iranian people. For a moment, it seemed like Iran's future was about to change. But Britain was furious, and it did not act alone. In 1953, with the help of the CIA, a covert operation was launched. Operation Ajax. A democratically elected leader was overthrown. Mossadegh was arrested, and power was handed back to the Shah. Iran's brief experiment with democracy had ended, and now begins the third era. Era 3, the Shah and Westernization. The Shah of Iran returned stronger, backed by the United States. He was Western-educated, modern in outlook, and determined to transform Iran. Under his rule, women received voting rights. Education expanded. Western culture entered Iranian cities. Economic modernization accelerated. On the surface, Iran looked progressive, but beneath that progress, anger was building. Corruption increased. Political opponents were silenced. The secret police, Savak, crushed dissent. Modernization was happening too fast, and without democracy. Many Iranians began to feel that their culture, identity, and religion were being replaced, and in that growing frustration, a new leader emerged. Era 4, the Islamic Revolution. His name was Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini.
إسرائيل يجب أن تسقط وستسقط إن شاء الله. الموت لإسرائيل الموت لإسرائيل الموت لإسرائيل.
He positioned himself as the voice of the oppressed, anti-Western, anti-imperialist, religiously pure. After years in exile, Khomeini returned to Iran. The Shah fled. The monarchy collapsed, and Iran became an Islamic republic. A new constitution was written. Religious authority was placed above elected institutions. The Guardian Council was formed. Iran had transformed completely. But the revolution did not bring unlimited freedom. Protests were crushed. Opposition was silenced. Strict religious laws were enforced. After Khomeini's death, Ali Khamenei became supreme leader. Iran expanded its regional influence. It developed a nuclear program. It built alliances through proxy groups. Tensions with the United States intensified. Over the years, in 1999, 2009, 2019, and 2022, protests erupted, and each time they were forcefully suppressed. The bigger question. So, here we are. 4 eras. British exploitation, a short democratic moment under Mossadegh, Western-backed Shah rule, the Islamic Revolution, and theocratic system. Now the question remains, when did Iran become the villain? Was it when it nationalized its own oil? Was it during the CIA-backed coup? Was it during the Islamic Revolution? Or somewhere in between? History is often written by the powerful. Iran today is seen as aggressive, radical, and dangerous. But its modern identity was shaped by foreign intervention, internal struggle, and repeated power shifts. If there was one original crime, it may have been demanding control over its own resources. And perhaps, before labeling a nation as a villain, we must first understand its story. So I leave you with this question. Is Iran the villain of this story? Or is it the product of a century of power politics?